Hi, we're here in another episode with Talking with Vanessa Maggi, and I'm here with a good friend that I've known for a while and somebody very inspirational that I want everybody to get to know a little better, which is also a resident of Miami Shores for 20 years or more. And also he owns several buildings here, so he does the commercial aspect. He's a commercial broker, and I'm here with Todd Leoni. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Awesome. So I wanted to, I've had this story that he told me how he started, because he's a very successful guy on the commercial aspect, and I don't do a lot of commercial and I'm not an expert on it. Tell us how you started in commercial real estate.
Oh, I started 37 years ago. I started out selling HUD and VA foreclosures residential, and then maybe 6 or 8 months into my once I got my real estate license, I bought my first commercial property, which was on 86th and Biscayne, which is the Pinch building.
Oh, okay. That was your first one?
That was my first commercial property, and I bought it, and I still own it today, and
Amazing.
I've kept it for all that time. I've always kept most of the properties that I bought. And
do you ever have like a plan? Okay, I want to do this. I want to be a landlord, commercial landlord. I'm going to buy all these properties. Or it's more of like I stumble upon this, and then I was like, oh, this is great. Let me keep on doing it. Or
I don't think it was ever my plan to be a commercial real estate investor. I think I fell into it because I enjoyed it once I bought something and I turned it around and built it. Not physically built it, but changed, the economic environment of it. A lot of the properties that I bought over the years had been depressed and in, depressed areas, and they were inexpensive because no one wanted them.
Sure.
So when I was buying on Biscayne, this was in the early 1990s, people were giving properties away, just saying, take them. I ended up paying their mortgages and ended up with the properties, and became a really good thing because I would pay off their mortgages, and once I paid off a mortgage, I never refinanced, and I kept it, and that just became income to me.
Sure.
And it worked out really well. And then I just started buying different things, and now it's not, my business has expanded from Miami to I have stuff all over the country now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you've always lived in the Shores? I mean, you've been in Miami Shores for over 20-something years. I mean, your family grew up here, your kids went to Country Day.
I grew up on Miami Beach in North Bay Village. And when I was in my 20s, I moved to North Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And then I bought my first house that I lived in Biscayne Park. I think I paid $90,000 for it.
Yeah. And you still have it?
No,
you sold
I sold that. I sold that, and then from there I moved to Sans Souci. I lived in Sans Souci for about 3 years, and then and I had gotten married and started having children, and then we decided to move back to Miami Shores, and so we bought a house in Miami Shores, very close to Miami Country Day, and we raised all our kids here, and I love this community.
Sure.
And so I started to buy buildings downtown, and it was very hard to rent for many years in downtown because we didn't have sewer. So
that's true.
I bought a medical building, and I bought the Chase Bank building when they were very hard to sell because we couldn't rent anything. We couldn't get restaurants in. But then right after I bought, this was probably 2016, after I bought the Chase Bank building, they put in sewers, and it helped us, and we filled up the building.
Amazing. Well, and what change have you seen in Miami Shores? What are your expectations? I mean, I've been here for 20 years as well, and obviously I've seen it changing, not only from real estate, residential, the property just getting better. I mean, we're seeing a lot of people just knocking them down. Some of them they don't. I mean, you live in a historic house, which is beautiful. And I completely agree in preserving those for sure. But in terms of the corridor in downtown, what do you see coming and happening?
I think it's only getting better. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of good regional tenants that are coming here, and I'm getting calls my building is full, and I'm getting calls every single day from people, do you have any space? National tenants, do you have space? I want to put a coffee shop, I want to put this, I want to put that. And I have nothing, and I see, you can smell the change. You just walk down and you see people, walking the streets. It's not Lincoln Road or it's not Wynwood, but it's getting there. It's a very, very cool pocket of little stores, and there's not much. There's only a few blocks, but it's very cool when they close off the street and all the people are on the street and walking around, and you have a booth.
And we're part of the chamber, and we're doing an event coming soon. You also have you're the landlord for the first brewery that we have in Miami Shores.
Yes,
which is pretty cool.
And they're doing really well. They're very happy, and I like them. I'm gonna do a
Christmas party.
A Christmas party there. Yeah.
Everybody's invited.
Everyone's invited.
Awesome. What would you say, and we were talking about off camera, but I'm saying, what would you say to somebody who's trying to start in commercial real estate, to buy for themselves, right? Which is something that I've been wanting to do as well. And obviously I buy for everybody else, but never for myself. And now I'm like, making an effort. Like if I see something, I'm going to buy it. What do you do? Where are you looking for opportunities? In what areas do you think it's like an undeveloped and you're looking at?
Well, Miami's changed a lot since I started. So it's a lot more expensive than it was, because years ago there were a lot of dilapidated areas where you could pick things up for a little bit of money. Now everything, no matter what you look at, is $1 million. So you probably have to rob a bank to figure out a way to buy something, or borrow the money from someone and look for something that is going to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's not worth it. Unless it's a single family house that you're going to buy for yourself and move into, that's a different story. But you really have to find something that where the numbers are going to work. If you're going to invest in Miami, I think you have to find definitely a good deal that makes sense, and you got to make sure that the numbers are good. I think Miami is a great place to invest, and I think also Miami is just getting started now. Everyone wants to be here, and so the prices they just never stop. Even though there's been maybe a little bit of a lull in the market, I hate to use this word because I've heard this said so many times. Miami's insulated. Miami's insulated. We're different than everywhere else in the country. But there is a little bit of a lull in the market now. But when there's a lull, it's a good time to buy.
For sure.
And if you can find something that makes sense, or someone needs money, there's always someone that needs money and wants to get out, or someone who's in a partnership that are not getting along, or there's always a way to find a deal. You got to chase it.
It's true. And in terms of residential, what you've seen in that transformation? You have a few properties here too. You live here. What you've seen that changed? I know what changed because I've been here 20 years, but I think we're also not in an isolated residential capsule, Miami Shores. Right? It's ideally located to go anywhere. We're 15, 20 minutes away from anywhere. And then, I think the community also changed a lot, and it's more diversified than when I got here 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's a nice blend of a little bit of everything.
Well, I think a lot of people they're moving off Miami Beach because it's the traffic is bad everywhere, but I think everyone's coming to Miami Shores because it really is such a beautiful neighborhood. And it also, it's so much less expensive than the beach, so.
Or Coral Gables or Coconut Grove.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
And you're getting a lot for your money. The lots are bigger, the houses are bigger. The community, what you get in terms of community is amazing.
You get a lot for your money here, And I, after I got divorced, I bought a house in unincorporated Dade, which is 1 block out of Miami Shores. And I had, after I fixed it up and everything, I had over $1 million in it. I never thought I was going to move again, And I said, I'm never going to get my money out of this house. But I think that the house has, probably doubled in the last 10 years. So I'm, pleasantly surprised. And I don't know. I just always thought after I built all this stuff, but after I renovated that house and I put an addition and everything, I just never thought I would get the money out. And I haven't sold it yet, but I have a lot of confidence that it will eventually sell for a much bigger number than I put into it.
Nice,
So,
nice.
I've never, honestly, and I'm knocking on wood, I've never really lost in real estate. It's always been.
But it's always, but there's a saying, it's what you buy it for, not what you sell it for.
Well, yeah, you make on the buy, but you know what? If you can stay and you can hold, that's always the best situation. And I, for the most part, I've kept everything
That's great.
that I've bought over the years, so it's been very good for me. But every once in a while you sell something because someone makes you an offer you can't refuse, and you move on to something else. And usually, when I sell something, I'll reinvest the money into something else that that brings me, that I take that profit, and whatever that profit is, I make money on that profit because I invest that profit money into something else. So it's always bringing me back income.
Let's talk about your hobby.
My hobby?
Yes.
Oh.
What's your hobby?
Well, my hobby is my job.
Okay.
But I also have
what do you do for fun?
I'm a pilot. I like
that's where I was going.
Right. I like to fly. And so I have an airplane, and I picked that up during COVID.
Because you used to have a boat.
I had a boat. I hated boating. But
Okay.
I had a boat for my family and my kids.
Of course.
And but I got rid of the boat probably 5 years ago, and I picked up flying.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I fly a Cirrus airplane, which has the parachute.
Okay.
And
how big is the airplane?
It's a 4-seater.
Okay.
And
how far can you fly from here to where?
I've flown it to Chicago.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I've flown it to New York.
By yourself?
Yeah, by myself. I actually just, but I mean, I can't do it all in one shot. I mean, maybe, I fly about 3.5 hours in one shot. So if I fly to North Carolina, I'll do it in one shot.
Okay.
But usually, like if I'm in North Carolina, I can fly to Chicago. It's about 2.5 hours away.
That's amazing. And do you just feel liberated when you're flying? You're
I truly love it.
Nice.
I love being up there, and I take my kids, I take my girlfriend. We go on day trips sometimes to North Florida. We'll go to like a spring, for the day, or we'll stay over. We one time flew to Crystal River, and we went swimming with the manatees. It was a lot of fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took one flying lesson because I wanted to find out. I was still married, so I was 2.5 years ago, 3. He gave it to me for Christmas. I don't know. I took my daughter. I took Kiara.
Where did you go? Just around?
Yeah, just around on a little plane. It was a 4-seater as well. But I don't think it was for me. I don't know if I have to try it again. Maybe it was instructor, but it was nerve-wracking.
Well, you have to really want it.
You know?
You really have to want it.
Going up, going down. I was like, and I felt like it was, I mean, you just, I don't know if it's called a wheel, but if you moved a little bit, the whole thing, I was like, oh. Yeah. It was like very, very sensitive.
After I did it, I had a friend that went up, and he wanted to do it himself. And so he went up, and he calls me. He goes, oh, I went and took my first flying lesson. I said, oh, that's great. And he said that after he was taking off, the instructor said to him, he goes, okay, now we have to look for airports nearby, in case our engine fails. And then my friend said, oh, take me down. This is not for
I'm done.
Yeah. So, you have to really want it, because it's so much detail oriented. Yes. It's very detail oriented.
And the wind and
everything.
That. Yes,
everything.
I'm sure.
And it's aggravating, and it's tiring to sit and study the stuff over and over in the airspaces. There's so much to know. But once you get it, it's really, really cool. Okay. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me either, but yeah.
Right.
I tried it. I tried it once.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to want it. You have to want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, if you want to do it, you'll make it happen. Yeah. I'm going to be 60 in in July. So, you know,
You're living your life. You're
I'm not,
enjoying this.
right, every
Yeah.
day. I mean, I'm not gonna, I don't want to stop living. You know,
Good for you.
I ride motorcycles
Yes,
also.
yes.
So you know, I do everything. I don't want to stop.
So you work really hard from the beginning. You're really young, and then you're just enjoying your life and building memories and experiences.
I'm still working. I mean, I love my job. I love it because I can do whatever. This job has afforded me to honestly, live the life that I wanted to. I wanted, you know, growing up, I wanted to be an actor, you know.
Okay.
I did. I was in, I was in
I didn't know that.
yeah, I was in a theater program when I was very young. And then, and that was really my dream, you know, and when I got into, I think when I got into college, I said, you know, I really just want to make a good living. I want to, you know, have a good life. You know, I don't want to, because I saw these starving actors that were serving food at restaurants. I didn't want to be that person, you know. So I said, I'll just get my real estate license. It was the best thing I ever did was get my real estate license, because when you have your real estate license, you learn so much. You know, I mean, you learn about people, you learn about contracts, there's nothing, you know, I have attorneys that call me all the time for advice, you know, and ask me, what would you do for this? What would you do for that? And I actually know the answers because I've experienced it. You know, when you experience it, you know what to do, you know, I mean, you understand, you know.
And it's hands-on. I mean, you can study whatever, but you've learned the most being on the field. And each transaction, it's going to be completely different, and you're going to learn so much from each one, because we're dealing with human beings, right? And everybody's very intricate, and everybody's very different. Right. So everything's going to be so different. Yeah.
Right.
And, and I love, I mean, at least me, which I'm very social, I love the part of that, because I'm exposed to so many different people, and I meet so many people that some of them becomes friends, some of them I never want to see again in my life. Once the transaction is done, I'm like, hello. Right. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And you learn psychology of people too. You know, you learn contracts and, you know, certain things that need to be in contracts. And, you know, you become a very, you know, legal oriented person. You know what to do and what not to do and how to, you know, and you guide people, you know, and that's the best part of it, because a lot of people just really don't know what to do these days, you know.
But they don't have guidance, nor they try to find out either.
No.
Which is very annoying. I mean, I always tell people, which in commercial, I don't know how it works, so it's different, but at least residential real estate, you go get your license, you're a realtor and you're clueless, and people are giving their biggest assets to these people that they have no idea what you're doing.
Right. I agree.
It's annoying. I mean, I see them when I do transaction and I see the other person, I'm usually on the listing, the buyer agent comes in, and I know right away, and I'm like, this transaction's not going to go through. Right.
And you know what? That's a good thing for you, because you know that you don't want to waste your time when you have a difficult person. I remember when I first started selling real estate residential, I had people calling me and they're like, oh, take me to see these houses. And these were $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 houses. And this one woman said, can you stop here at Publix? I need to pick something. And I said, no, I'm not a cab driver. I said, you know, you want to make an offer on the house, maybe I'll do it, but I'm not here to take one, you know, some of these people, they thought you were their personal, you know, errand,
right? I can call, yes.
So I just, you know, and at some point I said to myself, I said, you know what, this is not for me. I'm going to start buying real estate and own it. And then, you know, I'll live on the income, because I can't deal with this.
Which is super smart, and you did amazingly.
Yeah.
Besides Miami, he also, like we talked about, he also owns different properties. And one of them is in North Carolina. It's Hendersonville, near Asheville.
Right.
Which used to be your summer camp.
Right. So I bought my summer camp. This was back in 1990.
And sorry to interrupt, that must have felt amazing.
It was great. Well, the camp was closed. It was,
but still, being able to buy that property, and you have all these childhood memories. Right.
It was great. Yeah. So I bought the camp, and then I turned it into a residential community. So I still am building. I just built 2 houses there. I have about 8 lots left So I just built two that I'm trying to sell now. And the property is 2 miles from town. It's on Lake Osceola, which is, you can access the lake from these houses. These are small, inexpensive houses, under $500,000
Are they like
each.
log cabins?
They're not like cabins. They're modular homes, but very cute. They're about 1,300 square feet each. They're 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses, and they sit on the old camp property. Access to the lake. We're 2 miles from downtown Hendersonville. It's a very
Yeah,
cute
no, I love the
community.
town. Yeah, I love
Right.
it. I've been there a couple times.
Right. You've been there a few times. I also have a bed and breakfast on the lake. So I have a main house and I have 11 cottages plus some homes that I rent out on the lake. It's a great place. It's right in the smack in the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains. My
It's
backyard
beautiful.
is the DuPont Forest.
Yeah.
There's waterfalls, there's golf courses, there's everything there. Very easy to get to. You can fly on American Airlines direct to Asheville or on Allegiant, which goes 2 or 3 times a day out of Fort Lauderdale.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And we'll give you all the information for people that want to rent it out or look into investing, buy properties in North Carolina. They can reach out as well.
Right.
We've always asked the guests that we have in the program, which one is your favorite spot in the shores, in Miami Shores? It could be anything that you share it and it's just like amazing to you. And then who do you recommend that we can invite to the show?
Okay. I like the rec center. The best part of the shores are all the facilities, the rec center and the community where all the kids go.
Yeah.
And all my kids grew up playing soccer and basketball at the field. So I think that, and it's got all these activities for families, so that I like the most. I also, I live downtown Miami Shores, so I like to walk. I like to walk to breakfast or lunch, sometimes dinner on 2nd Avenue. It's a great place to be, I always see people that I know on the street. And I love to watch the metamorphosis of what's going on because it's just getting better. I mean, the tenant mix is amazing.
And who you refer to us so we can put them on the show?
Who do I refer? I think, did you interview Athletic Fits? He's great.
No, we haven't.
So he is.
That's your tenant.
He's my tenant.
Okay.
It's a ghost kitchen.
Mhm.
So he delivers healthy food to all these people. He has his own drivers, and you can actually walk in there and buy from his refrigerator. The food's delicious, and it's all healthy.
And it's very inexpensive too, I hear.
Yeah, it's very, very fair. And people are losing weight from it. So I think you should you should go in there and see it because he built that thing out. I mean, I think it's 5,300 square feet of
pretty big.
Kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Freezer, and he's busting out at the seams. He's like, I need more space. Do you have any more space? I said, I don't have it. We're full.
Yeah.
Then I have a bakery going in next door to him.
When is the bakery opening?
I don't know. They've been working on it.
Okay.
So they've been working for a long time, but they're next door to the brewery as well. So
That's
the brewery's doing well. So yeah.
Awesome.
So I would recommend him.
Okay, we'll reach out.
His name is
Meet?
No, Misha.
Misha.
I'll give you his number.
Okay, awesome.
He's Russian.
Okay,
Sweet guy.
nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
This was great.
Yes, thank you.
I mean, I knew a lot of stuff, but I wanted people to get to know you a little bit better.
Great.
And I'm sure they'll see you around.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.